All right, it's finally time for another video. It's been a little bit. It's been like maybe 2 weeks since I've done a video, and I'll explain why. There's a lot of reasons why. Number one, first reason why I didn't make a video is I was gonna make one like the day after I made my Falconic Chaos video. I didn't because there was so much drama at the time. I was like, I should probably wait a couple days for things to cool down to upload. Then when things cooled down, I just didn't have the video done by that time, and I was just gonna try and finish it up during the week. Then I had an insanely hectic week with tons of work thrown at me and whatnot. This past week, I quit my job on the basis of being able to get more schoolwork and things done. I've also been crazy behind in school, getting caught up on that. So I've had a hard time reviewing. There also have not been a ton of things interesting to review. I still haven't heard the Lil Wayne Rich the Kid. Obviously, I haven't heard it. I mean, it's Lil Wayne Rich the Kid. It's Lil Wayne, that's great. He's one of my favorites, but Rich the Kid, come on. There was that Life of a Don by Don Tolliver, which I was going to listen to. And I opted out. I listened to it. It was okay. But I decided not to review it, mainly because I just didn't feel like it at the time. But after listening to it, I don't think it warranted a review. I'll review it in like I think I'm going to do a video tomorrow where we'll review Mac Miller's Faces, Life of a Don, Trust Fund Babies, and the new Zach. Is it Zach Fox? There's a new record by Zach Fox that everybody talked about, and I want to hear it. But there was one record I knew I would review, I knew I'd hear it, and that was Punk by Young Thug. It actually took me a little bit to listen to it because it came out 1 a.m. my time when it first dropped. I was like too tired to listen to it. I listened to Faces though that night. Incredible mixtape. And then the next night came around, I like started it and I got like really tired, and by track 8, I was like, I don't feel like I've gotten enough from it. I feel like I need to come back in the morning. So I restarted, I listened to it this morning. I've had the whole day to process it. I filmed a ton of my movie. I'm working a ton today, but it's 9 p.m. and I'm like, okay, you know what? I have a script. Let's review Punk by Young Thug. I'm a pretty big Young Thug fan. I don't consider him one of my all-time favorite artists, but I think he would be easily in my top 3 favorite trap artists. The only ones I think that are beating him are Travis and Future. I think the dude just has an amazing mixtape run, amazing projects. The main thing I really love about Thug, though, is I love his creativity. There are very few rappers, or at least people in the trap world, that are as creative as Thug. He might be the most creative trap artist of all time, and I love that. There's never been a mixtape where he did the same thing twice, except for the exception of like Slime Season 3 and 4 and other little things like that. Most of the time, he switches things up a lot. Punk, to me, was a record I was really excited for because, well, number one, I really want to hear him do another full-length studio record. This is a second one after So Much Fun, which I really liked. So Much Fun. And two, I've been waiting for it for a while. It was supposed to come out last year. It didn't come out. Slime Language 3 Slime Language 2 really disappointed me. So I was like, okay, maybe he'll really deliver big and heavy with Punk. We had no teaser tracks to this. There was all just like going in really open-minded. I was interested to hear what Young Thug would bring to the table for Punk. We have the opening track here, Die Slow, which is a super nice intro. It's actually one of my favorite tracks. The guitar is just really nice. I think Young Thug is a very it's kind of dark, but it's like it's just in like emotional singing. Strict also has amazing vocals too. This is also the track that went like viral very briefly because of the him saying like I hit my mom. He's like talking about like this car incident with his mom and her having a stroke, and then he goes, but shit, she all right. And then he just opens the verse with, I always knew I wasn't going to be gay, and everybody just made fun of that. I think it's funny to me. I'm going to lock my lighting because it looks kind of bad. Whatever the case may be, that's this track. It's actually a really nice opening. It's easily one of my favorites on the album. It's a really solid track. Next we got Stressed, which is okay, but I was really disappointed by it because when I saw the feature list, I was mind blown. You know, you got J. Cole, you got Drake, you got Travis, you got Post Malone, you got A$AP Rocky, you got Mac fucking Miller. It just looked insane to me. And then Stress comes around and J. Cole does a thing. I don't know who told him to do this, but it's not good. It's not awful. It's not like one of the worst features of the year. And a couple points on the verse, I do like what he's doing. There's a lot of passion in what he's doing, but it so feels like Cole's just doing a Thug impression, which pisses me off because Cole is such a defined artist at this point. I love the dude to death, and he's trying to do what Thug is doing on the track. I like T-Shine, all right, but this track as a whole just kind of gets ruined by Cole because I just don't know what the fuck he was doing on it. I feel like he just could have done he did a very amazing verse on the London. I don't know why he didn't do that, but whatever. It was a pretty ass track in my opinion. It wasn't terrible. It was an all right track on every aspect except J. Cole. Then we got Stupid slash Asking, which is a double track. I like it. I think both tracks are pretty solid. The guitar and the vocals are really nice. And then you kind of, once you're at this point in this record, you get the feeling that this is not going to be an album centered on bangers at all. It's not going to be a Barter 6. It's not going to be a Jeffrey. It's not going to be, it's actually between the three, it's actually much more like Beautiful Thugger Girls than anything. But it's going to be more focused on kind of more of a melodic sound. Which is a win and a loss. I'll explain why it's a loss later, but the win is Young Thug's a great vocalist and he gets great guitars. So overall, the record works in that sense. We got Recognize Real, which is pretty nice. I always like to see Gunna and Young Thug on a track. It happens so much, but they're a really good duo. It is kind of cool because I like the camaraderie between Gunna. And I have an issue with Gunna's solo music because a lot of it just feels like Young Thug, but really boring. But at the same time, he's pretty great at features, and he had a lot of great bangers. I feel like I should revisit Gunna's albums, because I feel like I'll like him more. But I listened to Dripper Drone 2 like a year ago now, and Wanna, and I really didn't like either. But every feature he's done, I've liked. I think nothing about Gunna really strikes me, though. He's just an alright trap artist. But Young Thug's great on the track, and overall they have a very fun kind of duality. I like them both. Next we got Contagious. The back vocals are my favorite thing about this track. They just sound really pretty. Track as a whole is not that amazing, but it's a solid enough track. Peeping Out the Window is a much better Future Young Thug collab than the last one. I really like it. I think Future really displays great vocals on the hook. And there's a lot more emotion and passion into it. It's much better than that Superstar bullshit. That was probably one of the worst songs I've heard all year. The track as a whole was really nice. I think Future did very well, and I like it as a whole. Next we got Rich and Shit, which features Juice WRLD. Apparently this album was fully delayed for Juice WRLD. And at the end of the day, I mean, okay. I feel like maybe I've come to expect too much from these posthumous Juice features, because some have been amazing this year. This one didn't really hit me, though. I like it. He has nice vocals. It sounds nice. But I'm fine with the delay of getting Juice on the album. I want to hear Juice on an album. I'm a Juice fan. Any Juice fan right now is pissed as fuck at Lil Bibby for giving me what I will now say is the #1 worst album rollout in the history of hip hop. I mean, at least of what I've experienced. Y'all think Donda was shit. The Party Never Ends. Oh my god, I wanted to just rant about that on camera. It's so bad. It's weird. Since Donda came out, we've had 2 rollouts worse. We've had the Narcissist rollout for Playboi Carti, which is so bad. This dude had a full album done, and he couldn't get the samples cleared before his tour for that album began. This man is on a Narcissist tour right now with no album to tour. Thank God he has a whole lot of Red to tour. But I really want to hear Narcissist. I want to hear it. Those snippets are amazing. But I ran on Narcissist done. And then The Part Never Ends is done. I guess it got canceled because Lil Bibby just couldn't meet the release dates. You could read into it, but I might make a full video on how The Party Never Ends is the worst album roll of all time. So that's what I'm saying. I'm happy to hear Juice on the album. Is it an amazing feature? No, he's had much better features. I don't know if we are at the point now where there's a point where I'm kind of sitting there dang, how many posthumous, I know there's a lot of posthumous Juice stuff, but how much has not been heard yet? And that's what I get from this track. I like it, though. I think it's a nice track. It's a pretty fun banger, and it works overall. Livin' It Up is a pretty good track, in my opinion. I think it's one of my top 3 probably on the record, mainly because I really like Post Malone's hook, and I really like Rocky's verse. I love Rocky. He's a great rapper. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. A$AP Rocky is a great rapper. He's not hit his peak. The man has been in the game since 2013, but that All Smiles record, he can make it his best. It's not like one of these rappers, and I'm only mentioning this because I don't have anywhere else to mention this. Other rappers are coming with new records that I'm I didn't expect Punk to be the best Young Thug project. It's not going to be Jeffrey or Barter 6. Or somebody like, I don't know, Kanye. I'm not expecting Kanye to come with his best project in 2021. I'm not expecting Playboi Carti to top a whole lot of Red. But when it comes to A$AP Rocky, I'm like, this man has put out some great stuff, but he can put out some masterpieces which have not been made yet. I can't wait for All Smiles. It's one of my most hyped projects coming up soon. And I really like this verse. I think he really proves that All Smiles will be amazing from that. Post Malone's great on the hook. I'm feeling mixed about whatever his next album is. I think it's probably going to come out in the next month or so. I'm excited for it. I think Post Malone will be great on it. But as a whole, I think that's my favorite part about this track. I really like it. I think the production is also really solid on it. It's a very nice track overall. Yeah. It might be my least favorite track. I think Stressed, the Cole verse pisses me off, but Stressed was a better song overall. Yeah, just isn't that good in my opinion. It's a fine track, but the flow is just all over the place. The beat doesn't really hit. It's just kind of an song. Next we got Insure My Wrist, which is a pretty good banger. Gunna and Thug are pretty good together. It's probably about as good as Recognize Real. I like it. It's nice. Next we got Scoliosis with Lil Double O, which I'm not that blown away by, but I like it. I'm not crazy about Lil Double O. I don't know if he's amazing on it, but it's a nice track. It's got its highlights to it. It's an overall fun piece of music. Next we got Bubbly, which I expected to be way harder than it was. I mean, Young Thug, Travis Scott, Drake. That is a powerful trio. That makes it okay. I think the biggest thing out of this track, I really like Young Thug's and Travis's part. It's not amazing, but it's fun. And then Drake comes in and he has his own beat and it's fun too. But just the whole track, I guess, maybe I was just expecting too much because I see those three and I'm like, okay, this is a #1 song right now. But the track as a whole just kind of turns out pretty good. It's not amazing though, and I actually don't see this being that big. I think it will be big for a minute, but I don't think it'll be I don't think it's gonna be like Way Too Sexy, which has been big all month. I don't think it's gonna be like that. Maybe Way Too Sexy set my expectations too much, but I really fucking like that song. So it's easily without a shadow of a doubt, the best song on Certified Lover Boy. Like no second guessing. That's my favorite song on the album. I think it's my #1 song of the past 4 weeks. It beat everything on Donda, weirdly. Yeah, you can see my ADHD kicking in this video. I'm not focused right now. Bubbly's not as great as I thought it would be, but it's good. Road Rage is nice. I don't have a ton to say. It's a fun track. It's fun guitar. I like it. Next we got Faces, which is interesting to me because Mac Miller is on the album too, and he also dropped Faces. It's not that amazing. It's an alright track, but the Faces mixtape is better. Droppin' Jewels is a pretty fun track. I think the vocals hit really well and the flow's really nice. That's my thing that really hit with this track. I like it quite a lot. Fifth Day Deal doesn't really strike me as much. It's fun. It's nice. Icy Hot. It's actually pretty fun to me. I wouldn't know how I'd feel about Gunna or Doja and Thug on a track to this capacity. They've done it already. Thug was on Planet Her, but it felt more like a last-minute feature. This is more of an actual Thug and Doja duetting, making a track together its own kind of statement. It's really enjoyable. They're both kind of out-of-the-box, weirder artists. I think Doja's been on an insane run lately with how big Planet Her's been. I think like are there like 5 songs in the top like 20? Or there's like 5 of the biggest songs in the world right now are all from that album, and it's not very new. It came out back in June, and it's still like, it's going to be one of the biggest albums of the year. I'm very impressive by her. At the end of the day, it didn't even go #1, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Overall, I think these two work very well together, and I really like it. I think it's a very enjoyable combo. Next, we got Love You More, which is actually one of my favorites in this album, mainly because I really like Nate Roos. He's a very good vocalist to me, and it was very nice hearing Nate Roos on a track in 2021 because it's been so long since I've like really felt familiar with this stuff. I so wish Fun would come back, but they haven't done anything since 2012. Whatever the case may be, though, Love You More is a really good track. I think Nate Roos did really well. The piano is really nice, and at the end of the day, Young Thug vocalized over it pretty well. Hate the Game is a shockingly out of the blue banger. Like, I really wish there was a feature on this because it's super catchy. The flow is super well done. The production is just really enjoyable. I was just shocked by how much fun I had with Hate the Game, specifically Hate the Game. It's just a weirdly fun song. Day Before is a pretty sweet ending to the record. It's nice to hear Mac on it. I think that's a very nice kind of emotional ending to it. It's just nice hearing Mac on a feature in 2021. You know, it's been 3 years since he passed. Not only did we get to hear his greatest mixtape, one of his top 3 best things ever, Faces, we got to hear him get a new feature. And it was a beautiful feature, and it was a great closing to the record. The track as a whole, if Mac wasn't on it, I don't think I'd really care about it, but Mac just sounded amazing on it overall. And overall, I really like the ending to this album. How do I feel about punk overall, though? I quite like it. I do quite like it. But I'll have to add, I think for the amount I was excited, I don't think it lives up to that. And that might just be a thing of, hey, punk is a good record, please go check it out. It's just not one of Thug's best. The biggest thing I'd have to say about this record is this album has a very distinct style. It has a very much a melodic, kind of slower singing sound to it. It's like more almost songwriter, but not really. And that works mostly, but I feel very hard when it's fuck, that was the horrible wording. Fuck me. Okay. It's really hard to kind of get myself really into the record when it's like 20 songs that all are just this same concept of a track. They're all nice. Young Thug doesn't really miss on this album many times. There are just points in this record where I know for a fact, I had a hard time really getting into it and really getting hooked by the record and not really just kind of dozing off to something else and having it play in the background, which I feel like this record, if anything to me, will just become kind of background music, which sucks because I feel like there's a lot of passion in it, but just, I know for a fact that this album is going to come and go for me. I don't think I'm going to really be listening to this album by next week. It's nice. It's fun. It's got some great features. It's got some great bangers. But I think the capacity of this record, the hype for this record, the weight for the record, it doesn't really live up to that. Considering the fact that we've been waiting so damn long for it. And I didn't walk away feeling like, yeah, we got another great Young Thug project. I went away thinking, I got a pretty good Young Thug project, but nothing that's striking or make me to listen to more. Honestly, I think by next week, I'll be listening to Jeffrey more than I'm listening to this, which sucks. But I don't think this album really hit me that well. It's nice, it's good. I don't have a ton of issues with it as a project. And there's also this side that he claimed it's more conceptual, which I feel like maybe if I listen to it again or like a couple months down the line, that'll get me. But right now, I'm not crazy about it. I like it. It's pretty good though. Features are nice. Everything about it is nice. I might sound negative just because I expected something great, and I didn't get that. But mainly the reason why I'm kind of so negative is just, despite how much I like some of the elements to it, I know for a fact this isn't going to really take over my replay to any extent, and it'll probably just kind of pass on. It's not nearly as much as I know that Life of a Dawn is a came and went record, but Punk I feel like kind of is, which sucks, but I feel like it could have been better, you know. I'm feeling like a B+ on it. I don't that's a good rating. It's a good album. It's a pretty nice album overall. And I think Young Thug did great with it, and I do think it's one of the best trap records of the year. Just maybe it's my expectations of what I wanted Thug to do. I don't know. It might be totally my fault why I don't like it. I would highly recommend it. I do think it's an enjoyable listen. But Thug has much better. Yeah, he has at least 5 projects I could give you that are better. I could do it right now on the spot if you wanted me to. There's just been better stuff. There better days for Thug. But it's an improvement over Slang Language too. What do you guys think on Punk? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comment section below. This Friday we got that Elton John the lockdown sessions. However, there are things coming that I think will come out on Friday. I think Lil Uzi Vert's The Pink Tape is Friday. If not, it's next Friday. It's the next 2 weeks, I'm sure of it. There are some theories Kendrick's album's coming. I highly doubt it, but who knows? There are a lot of things that I think are going to be pushed out in the next couple weeks. I think people are kind of hesitant with music now because Adele, which I will review. I'll review that 30 album by Adele. Easy on Me was amazing. I loved it. I love Adele. I love that song. I thought it was a beautiful song. There's also, what else is coming in the coming weeks? We got this Friday, we'll hopefully have The Pink Tape. And then we also have that, like I mentioned, Elton John. I'll probably review it. I don't know if I'll in-depth review it, but I'll listen to it, and if I like it enough, I'll give it a review. The Friday after is Ed Sheeran's thing, which I'll probably listen to for the laughs, because I do not like Ed Sheeran. I don't hate him. He's not terrible. He's just very boring, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, music's been neat lately. I feel like October was just a huge slowdown from September. September was crazy. We got Montero, we got Baby Keem, we got Certified Lover Boy right at the end of August. We had Donna, which was all month greatness. There's just so many amazing stuff that dropped in September. And then so far October, we've gotten a fucking Rich the Kid Lil Wayne album. The Don Toliver record that we've been waiting for months that didn't really do anything, and like no one's listening. Very few people listened to it when it came out, and no one's listening to it afterwards. And then we have Young Thug, who delivered a pretty good project, but not as good as everyone hoped. I really want 2021 to have a great November. I think we will. I mean, we do have Silk Sonic. Fuck yeah, I just forgot. I remember Silk Sonic's on November 12th. I can't wait. I will react to it all the way. It's going to be a masterpiece. But anyway, see you guys next time. Peace out. What are you guys' opinions on Punk? Do y'all want a Young Thug ranking? I don't think I will. But if y'all really want it, I will. I think he has a pretty fun discography to talk about. If I do rank it, it'll be everything after Barter 6, though. I'm not going before that. And it has to be on Spotify, too. But my qualifications will be after Barter 6 and Spotify. So everything commercial, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, see you guys next time. Peace out. Hopefully tomorrow I'll review Life of a Dawn, Faces, and Trust Fund Babies, and maybe Zach Fox if I feel interested enough. See you guys next time. Bye.